Welcome to the first season and first edition of Brownsville Matters. I'm honored to be your host of this series. I'm Dr. W.F. Strong, and our plan here is to host conversations with people from all walks of life about what makes Brownsville special, important, and even indispensable in our time. We'll look at all nature of things as we explore Brownsville, its beautiful heritage, its present charms, its promising future. What matters to Brownsville, and why does Brownsville and its region matter?
Gas prices have been dipping as of late. Trump DeSantis ticket. This heat is getting very, very dangerous. And ELONs, ultimate betrayal. It is Monday, July 25th, 7:03 a.m. My name is Frankie Olivo, and this is Good Morning Brownsville. Now, it has been a while, but we are glad to say that our award-winning segment is back, the weather. Nothing much to report other than it is and has been very hot as of late. And this week should be no different. Throughout the week, we are set to be in the 90 to triple digits. There is a possibility of some sort of scattered showers for Wednesday and Thursday, but we have learned our lesson and we have refrained from making any predictions because our friends classify us as the new Larry Lies from the old school Channel 4 weather report. So nonetheless, it is going to be very, very hot for this upcoming week. And we have been getting warnings that due to the temperatures dropping here in the valley, we have been seeing an increase in heat cases. Now, this isn't just a valley issue. This seems to be a worldwide phenomenon that has been affecting the lives of many individuals around the world. Now, we have been hearing as of late that global warming is real. And these events where it doesn't seem to get any warmer. Each day, it seems as if it is getting hotter and hotter. The officials throughout the medical officials, they have been stating that there have been a large increase in heat exhaustions, heat strokes due to the rise in weather. And who could forget? We did see this late last week. It feels as if, even though the temperature reads in the high 90s, it does feel a lot hotter in the Rio Grande Valley this past week. Rio Grande City got up to 111, and you can just imagine the complications that this brings. And the important thing for us is that we need to remain hydrated as much as possible. And yes, it's very, very hot, but we can just imagine, if it is hot for us, how is it for our furry friends? And we have seen pictures and videos of animals being left at convenience stores, at gas stations. And some of them, they do have their sign and they say, please don't break the window. My owner has it at 80 some degrees. It's nice inside. But we have heard of cases of children being forgotten in cars, and some, unfortunately, they have succumbed to the virus. But you and I can agree that this is the time where we splurge a little bit more on raspas, on things that will keep us cool. But once again, we have to be very mindful of our fur babies. This past week, it was unfortunate to see a runner at 1 p.m. in the afternoon walking with her dog on a cement sideway. And I did flag her down, and she didn't stop. She probably thought I was a creeper or something. But I did want to mention, I said, hey, this is a little bit hot. If it's hot for us humans, and we need to stay hydrated, and we need to wear a ball cap, and we need to wear shades in order to withstand the heat. Can you imagine our fur babies? So it is very important that now, we are in South Texas. When do we ever get rain? Every now and then, even though it did rain this past weekend for a short amount of time. But global warming is real, and people have been having heat strokes. So we need to do a better job of staying hydrated as much as possible and protect the pets. Because if we feel the pinch, if we feel the heat, best believe that man's best friend feels it as well. It was also sad to see how one of our local resource here that we have in the city of Brownsville, the Gladys Porter Zoo, and we have seen pictures before. And while we have heard rumors that the zoo was having trouble in either hiring staff or maintaining the nutritional diets for all these different types of animals, we have seen lions that are very, very skinny. We have seen other animals within the zoo that we have questioned and said, are they getting the necessary treatment, attention, care, food in order for them to survive? Would it be better for them just to be released out in the wild? Now, one of my zoologist friends said, you know what, there's a different mindset, because once we bring them into captivity, it is hard for them to adjust back into the real world. Thank you, Erasmo. I needed that. I needed that solidification. Oh, that's a question. You're not suggesting that I'm not, but thank you. But nonetheless, this heat wave has been very, very dangerous for us all. And one of the things that they do tell us is, if you have no reason to be out, stay indoors. But again, what have we been seeing as of late? Well, everything seems to be expensive. And even though that it is in our best interest to stay home and hydrated and make sure to have the temperature at 75, we do have those families, and we keep on seeing those bills. We keep on seeing those bills of $500, $700, $800, $1,300 for our recent PUB utility rate. Now, something has to give. We have been hearing how many people have been getting a response and have said that our commissioners, those in charge of city leadership, are the ones that are setting our kilowatt prices, and they are the ones that dictate the price, not necessarily the state or ERCOT, much to our surprise. So while it is extremely, extremely hot, many individuals, may not have enough to stay indoors, because, you stay indoors, you lower down the AC, it overworks. What does that lead to? Higher electricity bills. So while we are going through a very serious issue, which is this heat wave, many families aren't going to be able to make that payment for their light. Again, what gives? If it's not one thing, it's the other. So it is very, very dangerous. It is very, very dangerous for our individuals to make sure that we're safe. Now, should we have more focus? Should we have more money on our zoo, on our zookeepers, on staff, on making sure that we have the vital necessities for our animals? And if not, maybe it's the best thing to donate them away, because again, instead of this being a landmark, that is recognized in Texas, that is recognized in South Texas, it possibly could become an eyesore and not a gem that we so desperately enjoy using. So the heat wave is very, very real. Make sure you stay hydrated. We have to take care of our fur babies. Even though the temperature reads 90 some, the concrete, the cement is a lot higher. And we as humans, we don't feel that. Why? Because we have Crocs, we have shoes. I did see that they have Crocs for dogs, in case you want to reach out and see where you can find some. But the pavement, it is very, very hot. And we need to protect our fur babies, make sure they're hydrated as well. They have a proper diet, because the last thing we would want is for them, and they're more susceptible to heat waves, to heat strokes, more than us. So reminder, not only we humans, but also our fur babies, we need to make sure that we have them hydrated as much as possible. And even though you don't see it, but we need to make sure that we walk with them only in the mornings, preferably 8, 9 in the morning when it's still not that hot, and then in the afternoon. But even though we have been having sunlight, sun rays, that the sun probably goes down until 7:45, 8. Maybe it would be wise to, take a jog or walk around your neighborhood around 6, 7 p.m. Just to give your dogs, a little bit of wiggle room. Again, I saw a lady, a young woman, in a concrete cement on Minnesota with her dog at 12, 1 p.m. during my lunch hour. I was dumbfounded. But again, we need to educate ourselves and realize, that this is very, very real, and this is something that could ultimately lead to serious complications if we don't address this important issue. Now, haven't you and I been a little bit more excited lately, because now we could drive around for a cruise without having to see, oh God, how much gas am I wasting? Why? Because we have been seeing across South Texas how gasoline prices, they've been dipping, and we have all been eager to continue to see those gas prices drop. Now, the interesting thing has always been how the United States, mainly President Biden and the administration, they have been very adamant and have stated, no. The president has no control whatsoever over the production and consumption and supply and demand, which ultimately sets the prices. We have seen once again, and we're going to continue to talk about it, how the invasion of Russia, of Ukraine, it has caused and has led for the dominoes to fall one after the other. The rise of gas, electricity, bread. It seems as if now we're going to go into rations soon. But you and I could agree that there was one time where we were totally upset and we were saying, hey, something has to change. Why? Because from what I remember, gas was $4.57, $4.55. I think that's the most I pumped. And it's getting expensive. I was hanging out with my friends and they said, hey bro, I'm glad this is dipping. Why? Because I was paying $150 to fill up my truck. But we have seen how, once again, the United States, during this turmoil, once we saw that stark rise in gas prices, we heard from the administration, the current administration, they've said, hey, we can't control this. This is OPEC. This is those individuals that produce oil and sell it out to the market. It's not also OPEC. It's also those business owners who are price gouging, who are taking advantage of this current situation, and are currently trying to make that extra buck by making gas expensive. Again, supply and demand has been in full force. We did see how the administration did travel to Saudi Arabia, and who can forget our short history with Saudi Arabia in previous years? According to the FBI and intelligence agencies here in the U.S., they blamed the prince himself of orchestrating, of ordering the killing of a journalist who has been attacking the crown prince and their government, and this was blown all over every news agency of I forget it's not Gaddafi, it's the journalist. The journalist walked into an embassy in Turkey. The Saudi government's assassins, they killed him, they butchered him, and they put him in a suitcase and they took him out and they had a double walkout in his place. And the United States was all up in arms and said, hey, y'all are responsible for this journalist's death. Well, we did see how President Biden, he did confront the prince the main reason why he went to Saudi Arabia was to pretty much beg for oil. Now, again, who controls the gas prices? Is it the president? The president has some sort of input. Why? Because of his relationships with the current nations that do control and do produce large barrels of oil and gas. Now, we look at a year ago, 2 years ago, when the previous administration of President Trump was in office, and we had the luxury of paying no more than what, 250, 275 on a bad day, which we'll take that today any day. But does the president really set prices? Yes and no. Again, based on the relationships amongst our leaders, that is how how we common folks will feel the pinch if our president has a current relationship and a good working relationship with the Saudis, with OPEC, with those individuals that are producing the oil. Well, here in the United States, we'll be lucky enough and fortunate enough to see the discount at the pump. In the Rio Grande Valley, it is averaging, throughout the nation, there is an average of $4.36. Here in the state of Texas, the state is at close to $3.90. And where were we a month ago? We were at $4, close to $4.60. Now, again, who controls the gas prices? The president does have some sort of input, even though they do not want to admit it. And where were we last year? We were at $2.80. Now, it is very important for us to make sure that we go as fast as possible. The lowest price for gasoline that we have found has been the Murphy's gasoline that is on 802 outside of Walmart, the Walmart 802 gasoline station. That is at a cool $3.38. Now, again, will these gas prices, will they skyrocket once again? We don't know how the market's going to get. We have heard how President Biden and his administration, they have been actively working towards getting this issue under wraps to be able to control the market as much as possible. And we have heard how they have been trying to open up the reserves that we have in West Texas, and also we are going to be talking to other nations because the idea of producing oil, of buying oil, is that you want to hold on to yours as much as possible. And once there is a crisis such as this, what is Russia doing? Russia is selling to China. Russia is selling to Iran. They're selling to everywhere. But in a moment of crisis, you want to hold on to your oil as much as possible, buy what is in demand. And if for a rainy day, if something happens, you still have hundreds of thousands of barrels of oil for a rainy day. But here in the Rio Grande Valley, the lowest in the city of Brownsville that we have seen for gas prices is $3.30, $3.38. Hopefully this will be a continuous event where we will continue to see the decline of prices, and hopefully that stabilizes and is not a fluctuating market where we don't know how this will affect travelers. And it's unfortunate that it happened, even though some people still travel late July, early August. It didn't happen. This dip in prices didn't happen until mid to late July. And as we all know, everybody travels. Everybody travels late May, early June, out for the summer. So will families now be encouraged to like one or two, or not like two friends? Will families be more encouraged to travel with this dip in prices? We hope so. Khashoggi. Yeah, that was the journalist that the Saudis did butcher and kill in an embassy of all places. Horrible. Now, the Democrats right now, they are currently trying to find a saving grace. As the midterm elections come around, we have been hearing of this red wave and how Republicans are going to be doing everything possible to make sure that they beat the Democrats in this recent election. Now, many turmoil have been brought upon who the Democrats will name as their candidate for 2024. Even though we do have an incumbent president, it is interesting to note that his own party is starting to question the ability of our commander-in-chief to lead us 4 more years. And it has caused the Democratic Party to look at other viable candidates for their presidency. Now, while the Democratic Party is still, waiting to see who those people will be, the Democratic Party, on the other hand, they have been seeing that their lineup, that their ticket is pretty much set. We have Trump, former President Trump, with Florida Governor DeSantis, and it has been rumored that President Trump will be, in any day now, will be announcing re-election for 2024 to be on the ballot as president. Many have questioned and said, how will the president's role in January 6th invasion of our nation's capital, how will that affect his ability to be on that ticket? Will he be charged for these crimes, even though the president, does have some sort of leeway in regards to his protection from these type of events? But nonetheless, the Democrats are having trouble finding a candidate who's going to run in 2024. The Republicans do seem to have their candidate in Donald Trump for president, and possibly DeSantis as his vice president. Now, again, many people have been questioning, will these individuals be able to coexist? Is this something that will be in the best interest of the party to have a young, up-and-coming, potential, strong candidate in Florida Governor DeSantis, who, with no question, will be the Republican nominee for the party in 2028? That is a given. What other Republican is there out there that is that strong and who can lead a nation, or who has the capabilities of leading the nation? And that seems to be DeSantis. Now, again, would President Trump obviously not like this idea? Why? Because he doesn't like somebody to outshine him. We saw his relationship with Vice President Pence, how Pence was kind of like, he didn't seem a leader. And vice presidents, they are, second fiddle. They are the Robin to the Batman, so to speak. DeSantis doesn't fit this characteristic. Why? Because he is a Batman. He is your star. He is your leading role. Will he take a back seat to President Trump and wait in line for the presidency in 2028? Will these strong men, will they be able to put their differences aside for the better of the party, for the better of the nation, and give the American voters the chance to elect these two individuals? And one thing that has been looming as of late, and you've been hearing it on every single news agency, has been the January 6th committee. Was President Trump at fault? Was he the one that was rallying up all these revolutionaries who were trying to protect and make sure that the Democrats didn't win this election? How will this affect President Trump? Will he be charged? And again, this is all a smear campaign, as we all know. Now, did President Trump not provide, a speech to his people and say, what, stop, this is wrong, we need to be peaceful protest? It wasn't until after that, that things calmed down where he came out publicly. But nonetheless, will this weigh heavily on the minds of individuals? Did President Trump play a huge role in the January 6th invasion of our nation's capital? Or is he what we need in office? Again, many individuals are tired of the current administration, their lack of attention to, here, more importantly, immigration, how they left Afghanistan, how they are currently addressing the Russia Ukraine war, while we've been pumping millions and billions of dollars to Ukraine to try and prevent Russia from getting any stronger, something has to give. While the Democrats are still trying to figure out who their candidate will be for 2024, whether that be President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, or Peter Buttigieg, they don't know. But the Republicans on the other side, they seem set. And President Trump should be announcing his candidacy for president for 2024 very, very soon. Will he or will the Republican Party encourage him to have DeSantis as second fiddle? Will this be a strong Republican ticket that will secure the victory in 2024? Or will President Trump choose somebody else who will not outshine him, in the elections? Now, my friends always say, if you're not talking about Papi Musk, if you're not talking about our mayor, if you're not talking about certain individuals, Good Morning Brownsville would be trash. You're trash, Reggie. Now, here at Good Morning Brownsville, we try and present all the information. We try and decipher it. Again, we try and present the black and white, no grays. We try to stay unbiased as possible. Why? Because we're not here to convert nobody. We want our community itself, for you to listen to the white and the black, and for you to make your ultimate decision. I am here. I am not no one to convince you. I don't want to convince nobody. I want you to convince yourselves. Now, Papi Musk has been in the news of late. And while we never talk about his family, we do have to recognize that this individual, being one of the world's richest man, is CEO, head of multiple multi-million-dollar companies. Now, while we refrain from involving anyone's personal life, personal actions, Elon Musk is a bit different. Elon Musk, as the head of Tesla, Boring Company, SpaceX, he does have to respond to shareholders, stakeholders, investors. We have seen how if an individual is representing the company in a bad light, that ultimately affects the company, their workers, and those individuals that are invested, whether through the stock market or through their profession. Every CEO has to represent their company and always make sure that every action that they take is in a good light. Why? Because certain actions will affect the market. And if you have a product, if you have a CEO that is either harming individuals, maybe a product has led to complications, sickness, ultimately death, what will we see? The market will be affected. Individuals will lose money. Papi Musk has been in the news as of late, and I am going to be going over a touchy subject. There's reason behind my madness, as there always is. So please be patient with me as I take you down Papi Musk's tumultuous life as of late. Papi Musk, according to the Wall Street Journal, did have an affair with the wife of Google founder Sergey Brin. And shortly after, the individual found out that his wife, even though they weren't together at that time, they were still legally married. Once he found out about this, he shortly filed for divorce. And according to the Wall Street Journal, the couple, Elon Musk and the woman in question, they met at an art gallery in Miami, and one thing led to another, and an affair took place. And this was in the same month, according to the Wall Street Journal, this was in the same month that Elon Musk welcomed a baby surrogately from his ex-girlfriend Grimes, who, we have pictures of her living here in Boca Chica Beach in Brownsville, Texas. Not only that, around the same time, a month later, Elon Musk had twins with a former executive, and that was a few months before he started dating his current girlfriend. Now again, Frankie, what are you doing? Why are you bringing families involved? You should never talk about families. And I totally agree. Now, whenever we come on here, we try and present the information. And, we always stated and said, once we throw rocks, we expect individuals to throw rock at us. And that's all, it's fair game. All we ask is that the family, my family included, you can talk bad about me all you want, just don't talk bad about the family. Is Elon Musk different? Well, he is. Why? Because he answers. He answers, and he's got a certain fiscal responsibility to his company, to his shareholders. Why? Because every action that happens, that this individual takes, affects his company, affects the pocketbooks of shareholders in some sort of way. Now, it was interesting to note that Elon Musk on his in all fairness, he did come out late last night on Twitter and he did say, "Hey, there's a bunch of BS. This is nothing but a smear campaign that the Wall Street Journal and other publications have done on me." And Elon Musk has told us, hey, people are going to talk about me. But it is important to note that it is said that during the crisis of 2008 of the housing market, Tesla wasn't a company as it is now, that they were in dire need of financial support. The Wall Street Journal states that the Google founder did give Elon $500,000 during a time that he was in need. Well, what happened once he found out about this affair? Shortly a month after his wife told him about her affair with Elon Musk, well, he decided to sell all the investments that he had on Elon Musk. He was going to get rid of. Why? Because what a jerk! I helped this guy out. During a time of need, a time of crisis, and how does he pay me back? Well, he sleeps with my wife. Now, again, does Elon Musk have a problem with keeping his rocket in Starbase? Can he keep his rocket in his pants? Again, he has been very vocal and stated that, hey, I'm trying to combat the depopulation of the world. I have 9 kids. His wife did lose 1 kid early in their lives, and he did state, hey, I'm trying to populate the world. I'm trying to make sure that we have enough population for Mars. But let us take a look at the different relationships that Elon Musk has had, and I'm going to try and present to you: can this individual be trusted? He has promised us the world. He has given us $30 million, which is peanuts compared to his net worth. And again, I shouldn't complain. BISD got some. The city of Brownsville got some. Our local elected officials got some. I'm not going to go there. But you and I can agree. Should we analyze this and say, hey, can this individual be trusted? Is he a two-timer? Is he playing with us just the way he played with his friends? And this was an individual who stated that he has nowhere to lay his head. He says, hey, I always couch surf whenever I am in California. I stay with my friend's house. Maybe now we know why he prefers to stay at a friend's house, so he can shag along with the spouse, so to speak. But again, we saw how his relationship with Grimes finished, and this was shortly after the world found out that he had more babies on the way. Let's not forget Amber Heard. Amber Heard, who recently lost a trial against Johnny Depp for defamation. Throughout the trial, we did see pictures of Papi Elon Musk and how Papi Elon Musk went to go visit Amber Heard while Johnny Depp was away in Europe. Now, again, we're starting to see the Elon Musk for who he is. Elon Musk unmasked, so to speak. And he did state, remember earlier in this year, he did state, hey, I'm in the process of buying Twitter. What's going to happen is many individuals are going to be attacking me. This is something that I am going to be dealing with. Why? Because I'm going up against the left, and the left, wants to force me to buy this, make this Twitter purchase. But what have we seen? We have seen stories about him exposing himself to a flight attendant at SpaceX. I'm sorry, and he did give her $250,000 and a horse. Again, the Amber Heard the Amber Heard story where Johnny Depp was away, and Elon Musk. Elon Musk was there to hang out with a damsel in distress, and also his employee. His employee had twins just around the time that his wife had twins, and who can forget the real Poppy Musk? He's a playboy. He's saying, "Hey, I've been asked to donate my juice to a high-class society of Colombian women. Why? Because they want my DNA." Now, again, there's always reasoning behind the madness. And Elon Musk, when he did respond to this report, he did say, "Hey, man, I haven't had sex in ages." Sigh. Now, we don't believe that. But what we have seen is that how women have been attracted to this sexy beast. We have seen how Elon Musk, the women don't see the large torso and the man boobs. They see big bucks. This is a sexy beast, according to hey, how's it going? Good morning. Thank you, my man. I hope you have a good Monday. But do women see money, or do they see Elon Musk for who he really is? Now, Frankie, why are you talking about an individual's personal life? Women, family, they're always off the picture. Again, Elon Musk is the head CEO, the one in charge of the Boring Company, SpaceX, Tesla. Should individuals be acting this way? Absolutely not. But it leads us to question other things. Could Elon Musk be trusted? What we have seen is that he has been throwing his money all over South Texas. Many have reaped the benefits of this. And what if we have said, "Oh my God, Elon Musk, the greatest thing to happen to South Texas, the greatest thing to happen to the city of Brownsville"? But could a man be trusted who dishonored his good friend, an individual who gave him $500,000 when he was in crisis? Should we give our faith to this individual? Has he learned his lesson? And again, I'm not saying just because he did this, he's condemned forever. But many people have led to question, his multiple relationships with numerous women, his relationship with a person, an individual, a worker, has been frowned upon. Why? Because of company policy that employees should not sleep with one another, much less a boss with a subordinate. And again, while we refrain from addressing families, Elon Musk is different because he is the head of and CEO of these major companies, and he does have a fiduciary duty to his stakeholders, to those individuals whose lives and money, pocketbooks, will be affected by his actions. And another thing that I want my community to question is, does Elon Musk, is he playing us just the way he played his friend? Is he promising us that he's not going to screw us over, that he's in it for the long haul, that he invested $1 billion in our local area, and there's no way that he's going to do us dirty? He did his best friend dirty. Should we here in the city of Brownsville, should we here in Starbase start to question Elon Musk and say, you're not what we thought you were? And that, my friends, is the rest of the story. This heat wave is dangerous. This heat wave is real. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure if you do take out the pups, make sure you go early in the morning, 8, 9, possibly 10. If you go in the afternoon, preferably 6, 7, 8 at night, whenever it's not as hot. And we can't forget, the cement, concrete is a lot hotter than what you think. So stay hydrated. Also, families will be affected because they will be staying indoors. They'll lower the temperature, which is ultimately going to lead to a rise in electric bills. So be careful, be safe, stay hydrated, take care of the pups as much as possible. While the Democrats still are trying to figure out who will be their best candidate for 2024, it seems as if the Republicans are already set their ticket. President Trump should be announcing his candidacy for president anytime soon. The only question is, will he bring on DeSantis, the governor from Florida, who is very strong and who will be the Republican nominee for the Democratic candidacy in 2028. Will Trump, will he give up that, hey, I'm number one, I'm the celebrity here for the upcoming rise of DeSantis? We hope so. That will be a very, very interesting ticket and one that will be difficult to defeat. Gas prices are finally starting to dip. Now, before when the gas prices were rising, we were saying, hey, the president's at fault. He's the one that controls the gas prices. And they're like, no, 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 no. It's OPEC. It's Saudi Arabia. We have no control over it. And what have we seen now that we have been seeing, again, by Murphy's gas station on Walmart on 802, it is $3.38 right now. Hopefully it dips some more. I'll go check later on tonight. I do have a game tonight. But stop and go there. And now the White House is saying, oh, look what we're doing. Our president went to Saudi Arabia. He begged. We're doing this. We're doing that. Yes, we control the gas price. Like, didn't sound like that a couple months ago. But again, they'll always try and take and spin the narrative to their benefit. And Elon's ultimate betrayal. Elon Musk, according to the Wall Street Journal, he did have an affair with his good friend's wife, which led to a divorce a month after, which ultimately led to his friend selling the shares that he had for Elon Musk's company. Now, Elon Musk, he did come out on the record on his Twitter page and say, hey, this is a bunch of baloney. This is a smear campaign. Ever since I announced that I was going to buy Twitter, I've been getting attacked from the left. But we have seen it from a different perspective. Again, why are we talking about Elon Musk? Well, because he is the CEO, the one in charge of multi-million, if not billion-dollar companies, which they do have, those in charge, they do have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that their actions don't affect the pocketbooks and livelihoods of their employees, stakeholders, investors. And that is what we have been seeing. Tesla has been dipping as of late. But again, should Elon Musk be one to be trusted? If this story is true, and the Wall Street Journal is sticking to their guns, they're even saying that Elon Musk, when he was in a room with his friend, he got on one knee and he begged for his forgiveness in front of people. And even though the friend did forgive him, they are not on speaking terms, as one would imagine. But could Elon Musk be trusted? If he did his friend dirty, would he do the citizens of Brownsville dirty? Would he pack up and leave and say, you know what, Starbase, I'm done. Sayonara. It was good while I had it. I'm out of here. We're starting to see Elon Musk unmasked, unraveling before our eyes. Is this the real Elon Musk who does his friends dirty, who has a desire to have a consumption of multiple women? Is this somebody that we can trust for years to come, for Boca Chica to Mars? It is Monday, July 25th, 7:45 a.m. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Hope you all have a great Monday. Hope to see you all here on Wednesday. God bless.